It was more than just a party. It was a moment that captured raw emotion, unfiltered joy, and a rare, intimate glimpse into the lives of Justin and Hailey Bieber. On July 26, Justin Bieber lit up Instagram with behind-the-scenes footage from his newest album release celebration, and what he shared instantly caught the attention of millions. The event wasn't just another flashy Hollywood night, it was deeply personal, filled with meaning, and layered with unexpected emotional touches. Before we dive into the full story, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss the most exclusive celebrity moments delivered directly to you. Daily, the celebration unfolded in a golf-themed setup unlike anything fans had seen before. The putting green sparkled under the party lights, setting the scene for a unique gathering of friends, laughter, music, and an unshakable bond between husband and wife. Justin was fully in his element. Dressed with casual confidence, he moved through the crowd, exchanged laughs with close friends, posed for pictures, and all the while held tight to something deeper: gratitude, self-awareness, and love. Hailey stood by his side, and what followed next became the emotional core of the entire celebration. In one of the rarest photos Justin has shared in recent months, he and Hailey are seen locked in a soft, heartfelt kiss. No flashiness, no exaggerated poses, just two people caught in a genuine moment of connection. Fans quickly took to the comments to express just how much this glimpse into their private world meant to them. For a couple often surrounded by relentless media attention and speculation, this simple act was a quiet, beautiful answer to 1,000 questions. As the music played on and the atmosphere stayed light and joyful, Justin used the event to share something else, something that wasn't part of the party, but lived in his heart. Alongside the photos from the celebration, he included a tribute that no one saw coming. He posted a throwback picture with Ozzy Osbourne, the legendary frontman of Black Sabbath, who had passed away just 4 days earlier at the age of 76. The image was powerful. It showed Justin in his younger days standing beside a towering figure of music history. No caption could capture the weight of what that meant, but the photo itself said everything. The tribute caught fans off guard, but in a good way. It wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic. It was just real. Justin made space in a moment of personal triumph to honor someone else's legacy. It became clear that this wasn't just a celebration of a new album. It was a moment of reflection. A moment where past and present met, and emotion ran beneath every beat, every laugh, every photograph. The new album, titled Swag, marked a shift for Justin. It was not just a collection of songs, it was an offering of truth. Inside the album were layers of personal stories, struggles, and survival that had shaped the man behind the music. For fans who had followed his journey from a young teen heartthrob to the seasoned artist he is today, this album felt different. And during the celebration, you could see it on his face, the weight of years lived in the public eye, and the release that comes from finally expressing it. One of the most talked about tracks from the album was Therapy Session, not just for its sound but for the content embedded within it. The song included interludes from comedian Drewski, who spoke directly with Justin in a way that felt unscripted and real. In the audio clip, Drewski commented on how people online often misinterpret Justin's presence on social media. He explained how even when Justin is joking or trolling, people are quick to assume the worst. They jump to conclusions, create narratives, and forget the human being behind the post. Justin's reply in the song struck a chord with many. He opened up about how deeply that kind of scrutiny affects him. He said it becomes heavy. It makes him feel like he's the problem, even when he's just being human. These aren't things celebrities usually say publicly, especially not in a polished track. But Justin did. Because for him, this album was more than music, it was clarity. It was freedom. The conversation between Justin and Drewski continued in the song with reflections on how social media distorts reality. Drewski pointed out that when people don't understand the joke, they assume it's a cry for help. He explained that people see Justin through a distorted lens, always expecting drama, always interpreting him as someone on the edge. Justin responded with honesty. He said the most difficult part is how people constantly ask if he's okay, as if waiting for him to crack. Over time, he said, that question begins to feel like pressure. It makes him feel like something is wrong with him when all he's trying to do is live. It was in that moment, within that conversation, that listeners got one of the clearest insights into Justin's emotional world. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't staged. It was just the truth. The truth of a man who has carried the weight of fame, expectation, and endless headlines since he was a teenager. At the celebration, friends who had known Justin for years stood by him. Many of them knew the story behind the music. They had witnessed the ups, the downs, the comebacks, and the breakdowns. They weren't there just for the party. They were there for him. For Hailey. For what this album represented, not just a musical win, but a personal victory. Hailey's presence throughout the night added a grounding warmth to the atmosphere. Every glance she gave, every touch, every moment beside Justin spoke louder than any press release ever could. She wasn't just his wife. She was his anchor. His calm in the storm. And on that night, her silent strength echoed through every photo, every smile, every moment of connection. Among the laughter and the dancing, there were moments where Justin stood quietly in the background, taking it all in. You could see the reflection in his eyes. He was thinking, remembering, processing. Not just the success of the album, but everything it took to get there. The sleepless nights. The therapy sessions. The pressure. The expectations. The days when he wasn't sure he'd make it. And now, here he was. Not just surviving, but shining. Throughout the event, photos captured spontaneous snapshots that told their own stories. Justin smiling mid-sentence. Hailey laughing while holding a drink. Friends hugging. A record spinning in the background. A golf ball rolling across the green. All of it felt effortless. Unfiltered. And above all, real. The album itself, Swag, carries the same energy. Track after track unfolds like journal entries, allowing listeners to hear things they've never heard from him before. It's not about chart-topping beats or flashy features. It's about stripping everything back. Getting honest. Owning his past, his pain, and his progress. And for those who have followed Justin from the very beginning, this album feels like a gift. A return to the core of who he is. The boy from Stratford who loved to sing. Who made mistakes. Who grew up in front of the world. And who's now telling his own story in his own voice. As the night drew to a close, the crowd didn't fade out in a frenzy. Instead, the celebration ended the same way it began, with warmth, with intimacy, with truth. Justin and Hailey left. Together, surrounded by the people who had helped them hold it all together during the hardest times. The music still echoed from the speakers, but it was the emotions that lingered. By the next morning, the photos had gone viral. The tribute to Ozzy had been shared by fans across the world. The album had already started climbing charts. But for Justin, it wasn't about numbers. It wasn't about trends. It was about letting go of everything he had held inside for too long. About making peace with where he had been and opening the door to where he's going next. This wasn't just a celebration. It was a statement. A personal, powerful statement told not through press conferences or interviews, but through moments. Through photos. Through kisses. Through music. Through one quiet tribute to a music legend. And through the quiet courage it takes to let the world see who you really are. If you made it this far, thank you. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. And turn on notifications so you never miss a single moment. This is the Daily Circuit, and we'll be right here, bringing you the next chapter as it happens.